Welcome back to Business Success. I'm Chloe James. Although 12 Round Fitness, or 12 Round, only started trading in January this year, they already boast an impressive 5 gyms, 4 under construction and 19 due out in the coming year. A pretty busy 24 months. The high-intensity workout has been designed by professional athletes. Has anyone heard of a Danny Green? Whose trainers combine boxing skills with drills and functional strength and sports-based cardio, all within a 45-minute circuit that you can join every 3 minutes. Earlier in the week, I spoke to the creators, Tim West and Danny Green, and I started by asking them about the inspiration behind their business.
Well, 12 Round Fitness is just a new fitness franchise. It combines workouts at a high-intensity interval training and combine functional strength and boxing.
Great, and you've obviously got Danny Green on board, which is pretty brilliant for you.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, we wanted something credible. We wanted athletes to produce a boxing circuit or a functional strength circuit that was credible, that was the way athletes train. In the end, people want to look like athletes, and to achieve that, they need to train like athletes.
And to look like someone like Danny. So, Danny, why did you get involved?
Look, it made sense. Tim, I've known Tim for a while, and I know he's been in the background. His background in the health and fitness industry. But for me, to be involved with a business that makes sense for me to actually be a part of and I'll actually endorse, and to be able to talk about and tell people and encourage people to go to it, because it's what I've done. So I was asked a question earlier, what's unique about 12 Rounds and why would people go to yours as opposed to another fitness franchise? And with ours is that I've actually helped create the programs, and that's how I've got to where I've been a world champion, and I hope this doesn't sound arrogant, but I've been a world champion professional fighter, a professional athlete, and also an Olympian. So I've been in the fitness industry for a long time, and I've used a lot of the programming, a lot of the systems and a lot of the exercises that we use at 12 Round Fitness. I've used myself, so it's very easy and it was a natural fit.
When you're looking for sort of the franchise structure and looking for locations, how do you maintain the integrity of the brand when you're sort of selecting the people that you're going to have run your business?
We would have actually grown quicker if that wasn't a primary concern.
Okay.
So finding the right franchisee is critical. It's looking at 2 factors, so their competency and obviously their capital. So we looked long and hard, very picky with our franchisees to make sure that A, they can afford to do the franchise, but B, they can execute. They need to be the right people, they need to be people, and that's a core focus, because 12 Round is really only 2 things. When you boil it down, it's relationships and results. So the science backs up the results in the training, and focusing on the kind of training that Danny does and other world class athletes do, and then relationships is the other bit. So if you're not a relationship person, we would suggest you find different franchises to get involved in, and that's the key to it, is relationships and results for us.
Yeah, without doubt. The fitness industry, I've found out since being in the last couple of years, is all about hospitality. It's how you deal with people. It's you, like Tim said, if you're not a people person, it's going to be very difficult for you to be successful and to enjoy the business as well. We want people to enjoy it. We want people to buy into the 12 Round kind of, our vision is to help people get fit and achieve their goals and get strong, get fit and have fun doing that. And the only way they can do that is by having people running the show that own the business, that maybe own and work in the business, or own the business and oversee the business, that are involved in the business, because it kind of all flows down from the top. So if the person who's running the show is a friendly, vibrant, happy and a person that wants to be there, that's going to just flow on down to the members and to the whole franchise.
Just on to growth. You've obviously got 4 of your gyms in Brisbane, 1 in the Gold Coast, 19 opening over the next 12 months. That's pretty massive growth. Can you tell me how you manage that?
We look for the franchisees first. I mean, the franchisees come to us and we interview them. They select a location which is normally proximal to where they live. So for us and our strategy, where we sit in the market, a lower price point because of our unique business model, we don't actually have the standard metropolitan area focus. At our price point, we're applicable regionally as well. So we prefer to find the right people to run the clubs and start them, and the club just happens to be close to them, typically.
Tim, did you always see yourself running your own business or in that entrepreneur space? And tell me a little bit about it.
I'm unemployable, so I had no other choice. So, yeah, always. I was always interested in business. That was the only way I saw me doing anything worthwhile. And I wasn't a good enough athlete. So.
That's how I met Tim as well, because I set up a gym back home in Perth, and Tim came over to give me a hand with it and just help me get up and running and to start the whole process, because he's been in the game for a long time at the high end, so in big clubs as well. So he knew it back to front, and then I guess Tim being involved in a smaller model, he could do with his eyes closed, but he's done a fantastic job in helping find the right franchisees and just kind of nail and kind of streamline what the business is about and how it's run.
Tim, you've obviously had a massive year. What do you think is the most valuable advice to someone starting a business today, for example?
Know the industry really well, from top to bottom, from the customer or the end user, as we refer, right the way through to the suppliers. The better your knowledge is of the industry and the ecosystem, the better chance you'll structure a business model that will be successful within that. If you only know one facet of it, I don't think the business model will have the depth of knowledge around it. I think that's the first step, is to immerse and understand the ecosystem.
And also, people have to want to be a part of the business. They have to really love it to make it work properly. They have to be not health conscious. Well, they do have to be health conscious, but they don't have to be elite athletes, but they're just going to, it's a perfect business for, say, a couple who are looking for a franchise or a business to do that love the health and fitness industry and want to get involved, because it's just a very unique business that doesn't require a great deal of capital, but as long as they've got the passion and the drive, then and the personality, then they're going to be successful and they get the right area.
And that is the point of the franchise, is that we take the learning away from the new business person. In terms of starting a new franchise, that would be my advice. But in terms of starting a franchise as a franchisee, would be to find the systems that come from people with the knowledge. Because if we can find, or if you can step into a business that is something you're passionate about, and someone's already created the systems through trial and error and a lifetime of service in that industry, then that's a franchise that you can execute on sheer personality.
Probably goes without saying, Danny, but how important is health to you, mental and physical health?
Oh, it's massively important. I've lived it since I was 12, 13 years old. I grew up playing sport, obviously, since I could walk. I was lucky my parents got me through into sport at an early age, and I've done the same with my kids. But I've been learning about my own body and about how to make my body better, stronger, faster, bigger or smaller, and the nutrition inside of it as well. So I've always been learning about health and fitness, and for me, it's the perfect industry for me to go into, life after boxing, because it just makes sense. It's what I know, it's what I love, therefore I'm able to pour my love and passion back into it.
Same for you, Tim?
It is, yeah. And as I said earlier, I wasn't a good enough athlete to make that a career. So the focus for me was strength and conditioning coaching. That's where I wanted to be.
Although the jury's out on whether he's better at ping pong, so that ping pong's a sport.
If it's a sport, I'm all right.
It's a sport, man.
What else do both of you do in your personal life that you see contributing to your business success? Obviously, people watching the show, they're running their own business, they're often having a really tough time of it. Is there any advice that you could give?
Well, yeah, obviously exercise. For me, other than that, is surround themselves with people that are better than them or smarter than them. For me, it is the key. I look for people to surround me that have skills that I don't have.
And keep it simple.
Real simple.
Keep it very simple and, relax. And if they're truly passionate about it, and they, like Tim mentioned earlier, if they know the industry and they know what they're getting into, that's a big leg up for them already. And that's going to help them, I guess, steer through the business and get it up and running and make it successful.
And the one final thing that I would say on that is that if they focus on excellence, for me, that's a key thing that I've always got in the back of my mind is, even if your trend moves or the industry that you're in is shifting, the people that are excellent at what they do, they stay successful. So for me, it's the key is to focus on being the best that you can be at those the small stuff. And if you can focus on excellence, then you're more resilient as well.
So where to next for 12 Round Fitness?
Oh, well, I was explaining to Danny on the way here that we'll do at least the 19 clubs that are already locked in for next year. We think we'll probably do double that, so we'll do another 40. and at least one other regional market. So New Zealand's kind of an 8th state, so that's a given. But we think probably the UK, America or the Philippines would be an area we'll go into next year.
Fantastic. On to growth. Well, just a little bit onto growth then. If you are looking for this sort of global growth, will it be again just looking for those right people to start your businesses elsewhere?
I think the strategy that's been proven is to find advocates. In this case, you know, Danny is the perfect advocate for us here. But anyone from any sport that's in the stage in their career where they're looking to diversify, I'll be looking for athletes, notable athletes in other countries, to get on board as ambassadors, not necessarily boxers, but ambassadors. And I think there's enough aspiration around that for franchisees to get involved with it.
Yeah, and the beauty of the brand is it's global. It doesn't have, you know, it's not just concentrated in this country here or New Zealand. It can go anywhere because people love health and fitness. They love the unique part of it is we want people to walk away with a kind of a unique boxing experience. It's not a fight gym. It's not a boxing gym. It's using boxing for fitness and for fun, and a great way to burn calories, and then combine that with the functional training for burning calories and strength and conditioning as well. So it's anywhere around the world it's going to be a big hit because people just love this short, high-intensity workout. The room's jumping, the music's pumping, the trainers are in there screaming and yelling and motivating people, and everyone just feeds off the energy. It's really exciting to see a class when it's in full motion.
Absolutely, and it's accessible to everyone. As you said, like boxing over the past few years, I would say, has kind of turned from being a bit daunting perhaps to someone who's not so much into boxing. It's really accessible to lots of people now.
Everyone, like when I say everyone, lots and lots of people you see in the park, ladies doing pad work, using boxing as a tool to get fit, and we've kind of just taken it to that next level. It's still just about fitness and having fun, but the trainers in there, we want to make sure that when they leave that gym, when they walk out of there, they feel like they've had a unique boxing experience. They've learned to keep their left up. They know why they're keeping their left up. They're shown why. They've shown their footwork, improve their footwork a little bit. We're not trying to turn them into world champion fighters. We just want them to have a bit of a unique boxing experience where they won't get necessarily in other places, and also get a fantastic workout that's fun.
That's it from me at Business Success. I hope you enjoyed that interview with Danny and Tim. Great guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. Good night.